Hey everybody, it's time for another Flipping Tables. My name is Sean.
And I'm Tico.
And today we're going to be looking at a Kickstarter game. This is a prototype, so everything you're going to see today is subject to change, although the components are absolutely fantastic.
So pretty.
Even for this. And this is for Quests and Cannons, The Risen Isles. What a fantastic game this is. The quality of the components just in this prototype are amazing. Actually, some of the best components I've seen in a prototype.
I'm shocked when you said this is prototype version still, and we're sitting down to play this. I'm like, this could very easily be worse by the time we see the production quality, to be honest with you.
I doubt. I mean, based on the prototype components here, I think the finished product is going to be amazing. This is a game of exploration. Taking place in a fictional fantasy world, and I love the peoples they have in here. Let's have a look at the board. It's a rather large board. It doesn't even fit on the screen. It's so large, and you have different islands throughout here. The islands all have different resources, whether it be metal, lumber, canvas. There's gems and there's spice as well. And they all start. Yeah, thank you for doing that, Tico. They all start in a question mark up, and when you first discover it, you gain extra money for discovering it. You flip it over and find out what's there, and that's what's on that island. And the object here, the quests part of this game, is the quest cards. You're going to gain a quest card, and that's going to tell you what it is you want to gather. In this case, you got lumber and metal, and then it tells you where to take that in order to gain the rewards of prosperity, loot, and coins. The objective of the game for each individual or team players is to move your component or your prosperity up to 20, 25, or whatever you want to set it to.
Player count, usually.
Depending on your player count. Tico and I played 2 players, and we played in the whole wide open map. Now, what's awesome about this? You can see that the map are component pieces.
All modular, yeah.
They're all modular, so these come out, and if you want to close up the board, you can just take this, flip it over, and put it back in. Now that's basically a piece that you can't
sail through.
You can't sail through that. So you could take a few and flip them over, and you can make your map smaller if you want to.
Yeah.
And in a 2-player game, they actually suggest you have a whole section that's immovable that you can't go onto.
It gives your area of engagement. It makes it a smaller area engagement, and more of a chance that you're going to run into one of your opponents.
Exactly.
On one of the hexes.
So you're going to take the role of one of the 3 kingdoms that are on the board. You can't quite see the top one here, but there's the porgs, which are essentially pig orcs.
Yeah.
So they're porks.
Porkin.
They've taken animals and combined them with fantasy races.
Yeah.
You've got the Delvish over here, which are basically ducks and elves.
Yep.
They're the Delvish. And then you've got, like I said, the porks. And then up here we've got the Dwunnies, which are your dwarven bunnies. I love it. I actually love that combination.
They're fun. They're fun little character mashups.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a character. It's an animal fantasy character mashup. Love it. The objective is to, as I said, gain prosperity, and you're going to do that by moving your ship. So here's you got a little wooden meeple ship with your chosen character as a sail. You stick that on there like that, and you move your ship around. You have 3 actions per turn. That action is to move, is to gather resources. So if this particular island here is lumber, so I could choose to grab lumber and put it on my boat. And the other action is you can attack another player if you're on the same, say we're over here. If we're on the same area here, we can then attack each other.
Spend your cannons, spend your cannon dice.
And let's talk about the player boards for a second. These are huge. Okay, I'm just going to bring this into view here. Look at this player board. This is amazing. So this is my character. It slides right in there. I chose this character to play. This is one of the Delvish. And each character has an ability as well as a race ability. Once per turn, I can discard a loot card in order to move up to 2 spaces, which I actually forgot to do while we were playing. Yeah. And this particular one has Song of Accuracy. Once per turn, I may spend 1 action point to re-roll any number of cannon rolls. So that's good if you're attacking. The ship also has the ability to have ship slots. These are your loot cards. So if I had picked up a loot card, which I did, and this particular one is Silk Sails, I can then treat that, I put that there, and I treat that as a sail. Each boat has up to a number of sails, according to your max value here on your character, and you actually spend that sail, you just flip it over, to do an extra free movement. As long as you've spent an action point to move, you can then use your sail to move an extra space for free.
Which is how sails work.
Which is how sails work. And if you have multiple sails, you can flip over each and move. Basically, if I had 3 sails, I could spend 1 action point and move 4 spots by spending all 3 of those sails. I mean, this player board is amazing. You've got, these are all 3-dimensional slots. Everything sits in there. They're not going to fall out, as you can see.
Well,
the money's going to...
You got to be careful with your money.
Yeah, but see, everything's in there. It works fantastic. You have cannons, and once you've used a cannon, you flip it over. Look at that, and it shows that it's been shot, which is it's just the icons are absolutely a used sail or an unused sail. Down here, you have your cargo hold. So you would buy cargo hold containers and put them into your slot. Now I have somewhere to put the metal or the whatever I've collected.
Yeah.
Like, this is probably one of the best player boards I've seen in a game in a long time.
And it's prototype. Like, I absolutely loved it. Even the look of inside the indented things has the look of a ship. Like, it's got that sort of wood grain in all of them. It's not slapped together for a prototype. It's really high quality stuff, even at prototype level, which I absolutely love the way this looks.
So the dice are used for your cannon shots. This is your cannon.
Yeah.
Okay, and you would roll. It's a cannonball, and you can buy more. You can have a max of 9 in that slot. It's perfectly slotted to fit 9 dice in here, just like that. So I could have 9 cannonballs loaded. When you roll it and use it, it's actually used up. So you then have to buy more ammo if you use it. You have I can't remember what they call this dice.
Travel die.
It's a travel die. You would use that if you enter one of the treacherous seas, which has this creature in it, like a kraken. And so you would, if you entered it, you can enter it in 1 move, but then you have to roll the die. And if you roll a 1, 2, or a 3, you take hull damage. Hull damage is shown here on your hearts. You would place hull damage on the board as you take damage. And if you get to your max damage and can't fix it via a card or whatever, you would sink and you would lose your material. You would lose anything you have in a ship slot. So, for example, if I had my silk sails, I would lose. If I had 2 things, I would lose 1 of them. I can keep 1, which is great. Yeah, I mean, the player board, what a great way to keep track of what you've got in the game. And it's really, you're traveling around the board trying to collect material
to turn in for prosperity and gold.
Yeah,
and
you take it to where you need. You have quests that tell you where to take things.
Your maps, map clues.
You get a map clue as well.
Super thematic, by the way.
Yeah, so when you get to a particular location, you can spend in order to gain a new map clue and gain prosperity or loot. So that's how you're going to gain more loot, gain prosperity. You simply, it's traveling. It's like you have a map, and they say there's treasure at that location. You go to that location, hand in your map clue, and gain prosperity or loot. So you've dug up loot. I loved this game. I actually really enjoyed it. We played 2 players, and it was a fairly lengthy game.
Yeah.
Now the only thing we found is, as we were playing, we were really concentrating on our map clues. We were really concentrating on our quests, gathering resources and delivering them. That is a lot of what you do here. Is every time you land on an island, you gain a quest. You can only have 3 at a time, so you decide which ones do I want to keep.
You discard the ones that you're not using.
That's right, and it's just gather resources and deliver them, kind of like any other. It's like an RPG.
It's like a pick up and deliver game.
It's pick up and deliver. Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing that I found was the engagement between the 2 of us was
very
less.
minimal.
Again, we did use the full size board. We didn't make it smart, but I felt no need to go after and shoot at you or build up my my offensive abilities to go after you, because I was going after the prosperity points of completing my quests and my maps.
Although we did discover afterwards, and this is where it comes in, is if you attack an enemy, for every damage you do, so you roll your dice. Say I have 3 cannons.
Yep.
I would roll all 3 as an action, and for every that's a good roll.
That is.
So 14 for every 4 pips
16,
shown.
16, but
so math. I'm sorry, 16. For every 4 pips, I would do damage. So in this case, I would have done 4 damage to Tico and gained 4 prosperity.
Yeah.
That's a really fast way to get prosperity.
And if that had indeed sunk my ship, you gain
an extra 3.
Yeah.
So if I had done 20 damage, for example, or more, he would have taken 5 hull damage. If he could not repair it, that's 5 extra prosperity for me, plus the 3 extra prosperity for sinking him. That's 8 prosperity in one action.
Yeah, and
which is pretty fantastic.
You know, a 2-player game playing to a total of 20 prosperity.
That's almost half your prosperity in one move.
Yeah, there is some value in attacking, but we didn't feel it was as necessary as we were playing through. It was more the exploration that we were doing, and less I'm going to shoot you with all of my guns.
Yes, but it is there, and if that's the kind of game you want to do, if you just want to get out and try to sink everybody, you can absolutely do that.
I think we would have done that had we been playing with the shrunk board a bit more.
Yeah, and there are items you can get through the loot. For example, fantastic wood putty allows you to repair 2 hull damage from your ship. The Tome of Retribution, when your ship sinks, all ships in one space of you take 3 hull damage. So you explode and take down everyone else around you. There's also things like the Boy Lantern, that when a rival ship moves into your space, you can move 2 spaces in any direction, so get out of their way.
Yeah.
Or alternatively, the Boy Mine gives them damage when they move into your space. So these are items you can have in your hand through the loot. The loot also is what gives you your ship slots.
Yeah.
Your ship equips. It gives you extra things there. I feel like it's a really great adventure game. It is. It's like that RPG, and you want to build up. You can go to outposts and you can build up and buy. You can buy more cannons. You can buy more sails and put them on your boat. You can repair your boat at a shipyard. It's basically these trading posts. Outposts versus a trading post. Trading posts, you can sell your resources to gain money. And then you can go to your outpost here to trade the money plus resources to gain cannons.
Right.
You can buy more dice. You can get more sails.
Yeah. So like metal and coin will get you more cannons. Canvas and coin will get you more sails. And then wood lumber
gives you more, because the more storage space. The more storage space you have, obviously, the more resources you can gather all at once.
Right.
And take it. You can turn in multiple quests at the same time if they all go to the same place. So it's really great. Quests and cannons. What a perfect name for the game, because that's what you're doing. You're getting quests. You're gathering the resources for those quests, and then you've got cannons to shoot down your rivals. And really, what it comes down to, I think, what I think about the attacking is, if your opponents have upgraded their entire ship and they've got a lot of material on their ship, you want to try to prevent them from turning that in. So you try to sink them so they lose it.
And you get some of it.
Get some of it.
So it is almost piracy on the high seas at that point too. So maybe that's where we decided to play a little nicer with each other. Where next time you're going down. Yeah,
I can see this being great fun with 4 players, 3 players. You can have teams of up to 3, right? 3 teams. So either 3 players, 3v3, or you can have 3 teams, and there'd be, like, say, 2 players for each. So 6 players on the board, but each of them are teaming up. So 2v2v2. Right. Which I think would be a lot of fun to get that many players in this game.
Yeah.
And just have 6 boats out there all fighting each other.
I think that you're going to have a lot more. When you have 6 boats out there, you're going to have a lot more cannonballs flying.
Yeah, you're going to have maybe one teammate say, I'm just going to go out and try to get rid of them, and you go do the gathering. So, yeah. Quests and Cannons. It hits Kickstarter in September. This is a very early prototype of it. For being so early, it is absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend this right off the bat. Even if the game released as it is right now, I would definitely recommend Quests and Cannons. So keep an eye out for that. We're also going to be talking to Eric Geller on kicking tables, so look for that episode coming soon as well. That has been another Flipping Tables for Quests and Cannons. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you next time.
It's just odd. It's creepy. It's not even pirate-like.
Arr! It's not pirate-like. Pirates had beards.
Yeah, but they didn't stroke them.
I'm Whitebeard.
Yeah, but they didn't.
I'm Graybeard.
They
No,
didn't
I'm
sit there
Graybeard. How do you know? Were you there?
Yeah.
You were there?
I
And
know a guy.
Blackbeard never stroked his beard?
Not even once.